Hello, and welcome to Study Break. So just sit back, grab a snack, and relax. Right now, I'm about to eat McDonald's mainly because I have a craving, so I'm eating a 10-piece McNuggets and some fries. And obviously, this is my go-to order. I got a Sprite from McDonald's. Delicious. Guys, I fear I've become westernized. I fear I've become Americanized, and now I eat my McDonald's with ranch. My Colombian ancestors are shaking. Anyways. Today's topic is embarrassment. You might be thinking to yourselves, Karen, why did you choose this topic? Nobody wants to talk about embarrassing things or things that they've done that's embarrassing. Precisely my point. Be embarrassing. Do what you want, regardless of what people say. So, my whole thing the past couple of weeks is kind of a fuck it mindset. In the sense of for example, I just came back from a solo trip to Japan. And so many people there were so confused. They were like, "Oh my god, you're going by yourself to Japan?" I'm like, "Yeah. Fuck it." One, Japan is a safe country. Two, I had the money for it, which I have the money for it because, not that I need to explain to anybody how I got this money, but the money that I had for that trip is from a partnership that I had with Google, thanks to Youth Marketing Connection. So, thanks guys. Anyways, so you might be thinking to yourself, Karen, why the hell did you choose embarrassment? So, I realized towards the end of my trip what my first topic was going to be about, which was embarrassment, because I realized how much people in Japan don't give a fuck. They do not care. If you're a foreigner, if you're taking video, they don't give a fuck. And I'm like, why should I even care in the first place? Unless it's a place that's a shrine that's sacred, or unless it's a place that fully says do not video, I'm not holding back. It's what makes me happy. So who the fuck cares? So recently I actually posted a note on my Instagram that said fuck it, and then a lot of my friends were like, a lot of my people, wow, I'm already sounding famous. I'm kidding. But a lot of my friends were like, Karen, what did you mean by that? Why did you put fuck it? And I'm like, you'll see. But I put fuck it because I've been holding off so long on fully launching social media and creating content around it because of what other people might think. And I'm in my senior year of undergrad. I'm gonna head to law school soon. People are gonna talk, regardless of what I do. So why not do what I want if it makes me happy? Why? For the fear of embarrassment? For the fear of public shaming? Who cares? Who gives a damn fuck? Anyways. I remember when I thought of the idea of this podcast, of this whole video series too. I was like, am I gonna curse? Am I not gonna curse? And I'm like, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want with it. So, yeah, while I like to portray a certain image of being somebody that's put together, I'm like, yeah, I can be put together, but at the same time, I'm 21. I'm there's no need for me to be censored. Back to the whole topic of this episode. Embarrassment. If you think to yourself, Karen, where did you get this confidence? Why? How did you get into this, right? Well, this goes back to my early childhood. Anybody that like you could ask, like Karen, like I have to stop saying like a lot, but when I was younger, I used to have to go to summer school. Not because I was dumb, but because I realized later in life that I have this math deficiency called dyscalculia or dyscalculia, where math just does not work in my head. It's like math dyslexia, and I used to be so ashamed of it when I was younger. Like I used to, it got to the point where like you had to do like I remember this was like around fifth and sixth grade. I had to do mental math, and we weren't allowed to use calculators, and we also weren't allowed to use our fingers. Like our teachers said to us, "You cannot use your fingers," and I'm like, I'm still gonna use my fingers underneath the table because, or else my brain is just like a loading screen. And so I had to take summer school because I didn't do well in math classes for that reason. Math, I mean, history classes, English classes, excelled, did great. Math, not so much. Not the point of the story though. So, you would think to yourself, what would a fifth or sixth grader wear to summer school, to their Catholic, like middle schools, like summer school in Florida? You would think to yourself, oh, something comfortable because it's obviously like really like a hot, but also something like reverent because it's like Catholic school. So I very much did not do that. I was the girl that wore the pink sparkly shiny dress because I figured, you know what, if I can dress the way that I want to and find the positivity in this, I will. Because I hate doing math. And I knew at that point my brain did not compute it. So I was like, this way, like, I can make it at least more favorable to me. When I was younger too, I was also the girl that would love to take photos. From a very young age, I've loved to take photos, regardless of the cost. And when I say regardless of the cost, I mean, like, I remember one time, my family and I, we went on a trip to Greece, to Santorini. And there's like this super famous spot where everybody takes photos. And I remember it's like near like these houses that are white, like the picture perfect Instagram post that you might be thinking about. That's where I wanted to go take that photo. And so I might have committed slight trespassing, but it also came at an embarrassing cost. I remember I think I was like 15 at the time. If not, I was like between the ages of 12 and 15. And I was still in my awkward stage. And I remember I was walking over to this like line of people because I assumed I was like, oh, like there's like this massive line of people. Maybe they're going to like take a photo of like this like photo spot that I really want to, go take a photo in. And so I remember it was actually the backyard of a private residence, and it was like a whole like community, and they had private security guards, and one of the private security guards said to like all of us like in English, they were like, this is private property, you're trespassing, like get out. And so the line starts like dismantling, but no, I was on a mission. So you know what I did? There was like a little ledge. It was dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. Like it was a little ledge that was like overlooking one of the other patios in one of the lower houses. And I said to myself, I don't care how this is gonna look. Because a lot of people were looking. They were like, what is this little girl gonna do? Like, has she flown off the hinges? From a very young age, I have. But besides the point, I didn't care. And I was thinking to myself this when I was in Japan. I was like, where did that little girl go? Like, emotionally, like, speaking. Like, where did she go? Where was the girl that would go to summer school wearing pink sparkly dresses and didn't care what anybody think? Like, I was also the girl in middle school and elementary school that had a lot of crushes. Because, frankly, in middle school and elementary school, that's how gossip starts. And when you're bored, you just think to yourself, oh, like, this guy is cute. And at the time, I hadn't figured out that I was bi, so I was like, oh, this guy is cute. Like, I think this little kid is cute, you know? I was a fifth grader though. I'm saying this as me when I was in fifth grade. And a lot of people in my middle school talked about me. I don't care. Frankly, because like I said, when I was younger, so many people would talk about me in middle school and elementary school because they're like, "Oh my God, Karen!" Like I've always dealt with like body positivity issues, and I remember elementary school and middle school was not easy. Like I got called a lot of names that I'm not gonna recite right now. Not because like it hurts, but also because like I don't want to be spreading awareness of those names. But um body positivity was so hard for me when I was in elementary school and in middle school. And I remember a lot of people wouldn't just talk about the fact that I had a lot of crushes, but they would also talk about the fact that I was not of a certain size. And while it did hurt me a little bit when I was younger, I didn't care. I fully did not give a fuck. I was the type of middle schooler also that, like, I remember my mother, she would, not only would she cringe, but she would also, like, attempt at, like, not, like, attempt at, like, trying to convince me to not wear what I, like, used to wear. And, like, when I say not used to wear, I don't mean, like, I was going out in corset tops or stuff like that, but I wanted to wear, like, a crop top. And obviously, well, for me, back at that time, in that community, because it was a very, like, narrow-minded community, for somebody of my size at that age, at that time, wearing a crop top was very much not seen as like fashionable or like aesthetically pleasing, if you will, you know? But, anyways, I didn't care. I didn't care, I didn't care. And so I had that mindset when I was young where it was like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna do what makes me happy, and y'all can say whatever you want about it. I don't care. And that's kind of the mindset that I'm saying, like, trying to have, like, I'm trying to, like, I don't want to say promote, but, like, I'm saying, like, you should have. So, yeah, promoting. In this, like, episode. Be embarrassing. Do the things that you think are cringe. Do the things that you think that will make you happy. Because, in the end, and I know this is so cliche to say, and so many people say this, but in the end, we only have one life. And I have spoken to so many of my friends, and they're like, Karen, like, for example, my big from my sorority, she told me that there are experiences that I've lived in life that she told me I had the chance to live them and I didn't. Why? Because I was scared of what people thought about me. But honestly, like, and this isn't what she said, but like this next part. But I could tell that she was like, I'm happy that you didn't. I wish I would have done that too, regardless of what people thought, because I feel like my college experience would have been better. And I say to myself, like, damn, like, I if I don't do what I want to do now, in 20 years from now, I'm going to be like, what could have been? What if I had turned the camera on that day? What if I hadn't gone on that solo trip? What if I didn't take that Instagram photo? Or like nothing, it doesn't have to be just about like social media, but also like about little things in life. Like, what if I didn't ask that guy out? Because a lot of my friends also say to me, like, Karen, you're so bold. And that's true because I feel like, as somebody that is very anxious too, I feel like my anxiety kind of like folds into itself in the sense of, yeah, I'm anxious about like maybe going up to a stranger that I think is cute and being like, hey, I think you're cute. But at the same time, my brain, and I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but my brain also goes, okay, but what if you didn't do that? Like, what if you don't see them again? This might be your only chance. And like, hey, they look like they could be nice about it. Most people generally are. Like, there have been times where I've been in certain, like, places and I've gone up to somebody and I'm like, hey, I think you're cute. And they're like, hey, like, I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, I have a partner. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And they're like, that's cool. No worries about it. Have a great night. And I'm like, thanks. Have a great night. And then it's also happened to me too. Back when I was in a relationship, which this is going to be the topic of next week's video. Not about me being in a relationship, but like love and friendship is going to be the topic of next week's video. But um back when I was in a relationship, there were people that would come up to me or that would text me, like past people that like I had crossed paths with, that texted me and they were like, hey, I never got the chance to tell you, but I was into you, or I thought you were cute and I was too shy to tell you. And I'm like, granted, at the time I was like really happy in that relationship, But I thought to myself also, like, if these people would have like told me back then, back when I was single, like I still would have gone for them, or like there were some people that I was very much like, at least I would have let them down gently. So there is always that balance. So it's like, yeah, like have the mindset of like, do what makes you happy and like don't give a fuck about what people say, but also be respectful about it in a way. Like I'm also like a very big proponent of like if you like in like I like get so like passionate about this, like I turned Spanish, like I'm gonna translate this in like a second. But like one of my biggest things in life, like one of my biggest like I don't say metaphors, but like life like sayings that I follow is si tú me faltas el respeto, yo también te lo voy a faltar. Like if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you right back. But if there's mutual respect, there's no reason for me to be disrespectful to you. Like you do your own thing, I do my own thing. Like, and that's something that I saw so much when I was in Japan. Like, yeah, I vlogged and I like took my camera and but people that didn't want to be in the vlog, like that I was like around, they like went around me or they like covered their face a little bit, but they went on with their life. And obviously, like, I said to them, I was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like, I was recording. And they're like, no, 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 it's okay. Like, I just didn't want to be in the video, so I just covered my face. And, like, friends of mine that, like, I've vlogged also, too, they, like, when they don't want me to, like, incorporate them in my video, they're like, hey, like, can you just edit me out? Cool, no problem. I respect your boundaries. But at the same time, vlogging is what makes me happy. Content creation is what makes me happy. Like, it's one of those things that makes me happy. And, yeah, an argument could be said that you don't have to post it online. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have to. I want to though, because I like sharing my experiences, Like, if I'm gonna be so honest and embracing this whole theme of like, be embarrassing, like, don't give a fuck. Yeah, I feel like as a human, in a way, there is some like validation that is tied to that to an extent. But at the same time, like, I like to post it because there are friends of mine that follow me on Instagram that I haven't seen in a while. Or friends of mine that, like, for example, my friend Gabe, love him to death. He goes to UF in Florida, and I go to GW here in DC. So, and we don't talk much. Like, not because there's, like, separation, but also because, like, we both have very busy lives. So, again, I'm getting off track here. If you can't tell, I'm, like, going into, like, 90 different, like, side stories. Something that like my family has also always said to me is that I am never afraid to hold back on what I'm saying, and that's something that like I wish that everybody could have, good and bad. Speak your mind. Again, be respectful about it, but speak your mind. Because like I get how there might be like cons and pros to it, obviously. Like a con is like you might offend somebody. But again, if you're respectful about it, I see no reason as to why you should offend someone. Like, obviously it delves into a more complex situation, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I also just think about like I see so many people online doing it. Like I see like a lot of my favorite influencers, they also probably got over the fear of being embarrassing and being cringy like when they were younger. If they could do it, why can't I? Like, and it like I said, also doesn't just have to be content creation. Like if you're scared, for example, to ask somebody out, think about how many people in the world right now are asking their crushes out or asking out people at a bar. Like, right now when I'm filming this, it's a Friday night. Like, it could be said that it's embarrassing, quote unquote, that I'm not outside right now. But when I was in my freshman and sophomore year in college, I had my time where I went out. I had my weeks that I went out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Like, I had my darties. I had my, like, I'm not saying I had my fun, but right now it's one of those times where I'm like, I appreciate so much more staying in right now. And I'm not saying like I'm not gonna go out, like in my 20s. Like, obviously I'm gonna go out in my 20s. Like, it's the time that before my 30s that I actually still have the energy to do so. It's just, if I choose to like stay in and have like a day that I'm editing, like for example today, I edited videos all day today because it made me happy. It's one of those things that hours could go by and I can't really tell the hours go by because I love it so much. And that's truly what you should be seeking in life, you know? Do something that you're so passionate about, that you're so like that you love so much that you don't care how much time passes. And that's me with like content creation and video and editing and all of this. So like if you were to see the setup I have right now is like actually insane. Like I wanted to record this episode so bad. Like I lost my tripod when I was in Japan that I'm holding up my like camera with like with a little like pot and a little like canister that I have. And it's like my setup right now is like actually kind of insane. But I love it so much to the point where I will still find a way to do it. That's another thing. If you love it so much, seek after it. Truly, I do believe in the saying that goes, um, no door will open automatically for you. Like, obviously, if it's like a physical door, I'm like, yeah. But there's like a saying that goes something like that. Like, or like closed mouths don't get like fed or something like that. Like, those sayings, like, I believe in those so much because if you don't go seeking after what you want, how do you expect it to come and find you? Like, even through like the law of attraction of being like, oh, like I'm attracting what I want, you're still seeking it. I mean, you're not actively going out like outside in the world and being like, hey, like for example, right now the job market sucks. The job market is shit. And this is like another topic for like another episode. Like, because right now I'm a senior, like I'm going into post grad, like I want to find a job. Um, but it's so bad. But at the same time, I'm putting my applications out there. I'm doing the research. I'm asking friends that have gotten hired, hey, do you know if like your company's hiring, if your organization's hiring? Like, I go out and I seek it. And it's like in the career field that I'm blessed enough and I'm lucky enough that it's in the career field that I am choosing. And I have the flexibility to, um, I was going somewhere with this. I'm like lucky and blessed enough and I'm grateful that I have the flexibility to do the job applications for for the career that I want to have in the future. And not necessarily, for example, like have jobs that, for example, I wanted back in high school I need the money right now. Like I used to work in retail. Like I worked several retail jobs when I was in high school because I said to myself, I want money to travel. I want money to buy things. I want money to buy my expensive camera that I have so that I can start content creation. So, it's all just like a chain of events that like links and everything. But do back to the original theme like of this video, of this like episode, um do the embarrassing thing regardless of what anybody cares, of what anybody thinks. And I feel like this episode I also chose it because I kind of needed to hear it. Like I said, I was kind of regressing in Japan when I was like taking videos because I said to myself, I remember I caught myself thinking about this like literally the day that I was leaving Tokyo back to the US. I was like, should I even record these things anymore? Because I feel like I'm not gonna end up posting them. Nobody's gonna end up caring. Like it's not gonna have any views. And I'm like, I don't care. It makes me happy. I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna edit them. I'm gonna post them. Do I have friends that I know that will watch them because they love and support me and they're somehow interested by what I have to say? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. Like, I'm looking like a crazy lunatic on the streets of Tokyo recording and having like my phone out recording and having my like DJI Osmo Pocket 3 recording too, the one that like fucking everybody has now. Um, I'm doing it because I love it, even though I look crazy doing it. And when I say crazy, I mean like I do this too on family trips. And my mother and my brother practically walk 10 paces away from me because they're like, we don't want to be associated with you. But I don't care. I still record and I still take videos because I want to, because it makes me happy. And I know I've said because it makes me happy, because I love it, because I'm passionate. Like, I've said that vocabulary a lot this episode, but truly, genuinely, that's the whole topic. It's got, like, this is how passionate I am about it that I have, like, my food has, like, been left uneaten and I am gonna have to, like, reheat it, but that's fine. Um, yeah. So as we're nearing towards the end of the episode, I want you guys to also know that, like, if you're watching this on video, feel free to comment down below some of, like, the things that you've done that you probably feel like are embarrassing, that you think that other people care about, but you later learned nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Like, I remember I used to have this fear, I still do actually, and I'm working on it, of eating alone. It terrifies me. Because I think to myself, everybody's like watching me eat, everybody's thinking like, oh, that girl's alone. When I went on my solo trip, I kind of went through exposure therapy because I was eating alone, because I did travel alone, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. In any case, it was actually a blessing in disguise because I got into so many hard to get restaurants, hard to get reservations, because it was just one person, because it was just me. So sometimes those things that you're embarrassed about or like ashamed about tend to be blessings in disguise. So blessings in disguise. So you never know. But yeah, feel free to share it down in the comment section. And if you're hearing about this, feel free to just also reach out to me through DM if you need. Feel free to follow me as well. Shameless plug. I'm at Karen S. Clavijo in on Instagram, and at KS Clavijo on TikTok. So yeah, if I can just leave you with this, do the embarrassing thing, do what makes you happy. Don't give a fuck about what people say or what people think, because they're gonna judge you anyways. Might as well be happy, you know? But yeah, this was study break, and now I'll let you continue with your studying, if you were studying or if you were working. Yeah. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your night. Currently, it is nighttime here in DC, in the US, but from wherever you're hearing, have a great day, night, whatever. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.